It's been a little while, but we wanted to do a special legacy of love and laughter today. But it's not probably going to have laughter in it, not yet. You remember the last time that we visited, Don was in the hospital. And sometimes the outcomes we want don't come. But we thought it would be really important if we shared with you what we are going through right now. I'm going to ask Valerie to start. I'm going to ask her to share what she told me a little while ago about on her 80th birthday.
This is not an easy thing to talk about for anybody, and it's very fresh with me right now. And the rest of my family, bless their souls, they're there to help me out. Like my sister said, on my 80th birthday, with my little crown on and all the other things I had going on in my life, girls' weekend and all that, never in a million years would I thought by this time that we're making this video that I would be a widow. It's a word that you don't like to hear about yourself. But here I am. We're doing our best. Be strong, help each other, and think about the past in a positive way and the things that we did and how we grew together, even through a very difficult time. I'm very grateful for my sister. We always do this. My children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren. And it's hard to be strong, but sometimes you have to. I have to show you, we've got these pillows because these are the pillows they gave Donald in the hospital that are signed by all the people that took care of him, all the nurses while he was there. He was there for 24 days, which is a very long time when you're hurting and you don't know what's going on. This is a candle that was given to us by the hospice woman. They turned it on when they put it on the table next to us while Don was in bed, planning to leave us. It's still lit. It never went out. And I'm going to let it stay until it does go out. I put it in my purse, just like it is, rode all the way home, sitting on the bedside table, and I watch it every night and every morning. I love this man, and I miss it.
I know this is not something you anticipate watching, especially when you're used to love and laughter. But we wanted to share with you right now in the rawness of loss that, first of all, we're titled this A Matter of Death and Life because after death, we not only believe in eternal life of the ones we love who go on, but we also will build new lives. For those of you who don't know, I think everybody knows by now, I lost my precious Sammy. It was just 6 years ago. I can't believe it. 6 years ago. And at that time, I didn't think I could go on. I felt like I had a knife sticking in my chest. And that every time the wind blew, it would twist it. I didn't know I could have life again. But life goes on, not without the pain, but despite the pain.
Things that happen during your life that you are insignificant, little things, things that make you laugh, things that make you cry. Your kids are growing, you're growing yourself, all kinds of stuff going on. But while we were spending the time with Don in the hospital, on the last 4 days, we stayed with him day and night. The hospital and hospice allowed us to sleep on the chairs and the couches and the beds and the floor, so we could be with him 24 hours a day. And as difficult as it was to see the pain and discomfort that he went through, it was hard on all of us. But we shared talk, the past, the future. We laughed together about things that happened all during our lives. Myself and my 3 daughters, we pulled together. We waited for him to think it was time. When we went to talk to the hospice people, they told him, we asked him, How long could this take? What do you think? What are his chances? They said that he could live anywhere from 3 hours to 3 days. He made it for about 3.5 days, and then he left in the middle of the night, about 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:45 probably. And we all stuck together, and we felt horrible that he was gone, but we knew the discomfort that he was having, and we just prayed that God would make it as easy as possible on him, and that we'd be all right. We're going to stick together. We were there through the worst time. Hopefully some more really good times are coming. That's what we're praying for, and that's what he would want. I know it is. So I'm going to go with that, and I hope that the future is bright, and I got a few more years to enjoy my kids, my grandkids, and my great-grandkids, all 4 of them.
Who knows what else?
And who knows what else can come down the road. Right now it's day by day, packing things up, going through things, looking at memories, deciding what the next step is going to be. So I'm sure we're going to get more of these videos in as we go along, but today is not the fun one.
No, but it's important because this is one thing nobody wants to talk about. We don't want to talk about the fact that we are mortal, and one day, even though we are eternal spiritual beings, we are in a mortal body that will probably, unless our name is Jesus, will probably wind up in its own state. It's not going straight up. But I want to tell you, this is important. Number one, when I lost Sammy, right, I didn't know that the Wednesday after she left my house, that would be the last time I would ever see her. And I kissed her on her cheek. Love you, love you, love you. Because that's what I do. Don't ever leave your loved one, even if you're mad, without saying I love you and giving them a hug and kiss if you can. I did not regret that, right?
Not for a second. Not for a second. The last thing I did in my life with him was kiss him. And the last real memory that I had, before he slipped into kind of a more sleepy state where he didn't talk and you didn't know for sure if he heard you, he squeezed my hand and told me he loved me. That's all I needed to hear.
I remember when Daddy passed. Mom went to go home and get something, and it was just Daddy and me sitting there. And I asked him, he was in the hospital, and we knew he was dying. We didn't know how long it was going to be. But I asked him, I said, Daddy, did anybody ever, have they given you a back rub lately? And he said, no. So there was some baby lotion there, and so I can still remember the touch of his skin as I just rubbed his back with the baby oil, and I will remember that always. And when Mom passed, we stayed all the way through. How was Mom different?
Mom was very quiet. She lay there very quietly. She didn't appear to be in any pain. And it just was slow and long.
What did she wait for?
I think she was waiting for Dad to pick her up. So really,
she waited for us to leave the room.
Well, that is what she ultimately, in the end, she did. We stayed and stayed for days. We were there for nights. We were there, and then finally got to the point where we had to go out down to the little cafeteria or whatever they had. It was
just a little side room where you could grab
had a little piece of pizza or whatever it was we were eating that night. And by the time we got down there, someone came down and told us.
Well, Phil walked by. Yes. We saw him walk by, our brother Phil, walked by, and then all of a sudden, he was back, and he said, she's gone.
She's gone. We waited all that time. It's not that we thought we should get a reward for waiting all that time.
No, we did get a reward. We were there with her.
We were there with her, and that was the reward. But, like, you wanted to be there to say goodbye. You wanted to be there. Sometimes they wait until you're not there. And you just have to think that's okay.
You have to let them go.
They don't want you to hurt.
Tell them it's okay to go. Tell them you love them and you'll see them again. And here's another thing. This is a more technical thing than emotional, but it prevents a lot of emotional stress. There is a thing called the 5 wishes. I cannot tell you how important it is to have your own 5 wishes. You can go online and I think just look up the 5 wishes. You pay like $5 to fill it out. I avoided it forever because I didn't want to, you know, deal with the fact I'm going to die. We all are. We don't know how long, but what we've learned, haven't you learned that as we've gone through this, that you really should make preparations?
Yeah, I
Um,
think so. But you got to think it over
very
for a bit.
carefully.
Yeah, because don't be rash about it and you can change your mind. Your
Oh,
wishes
yeah,
can
yeah, yeah,
change. They don't
yeah,
have to stay the
yeah.
same.
But one of the important ones is if you are on life support, who's going to pull the plug? You got to decide that because if your relatives, your children, your siblings, whatever, if they're fighting over it, that's not going to help at all because they're going to make a choice for you. And if you do the 5 wishes, you can make the choice for yourself. Where do you prefer to be? What could you prefer to have music? Do you want anybody to come and pray around you? And of course, it's got the prime directive and stuff like that in it. I know, I know, I know. You don't want to talk about this stuff. Neither do I. But if we avoid it, we can open our door to a lot of pain and aggravation. Even all the arrangements you and Don made in advance that
Just weeks in advance, to this happening. We had made a lot of changes, talked to the attorneys, we decided what we wanted. We picked out our cemetery plots. We picked out where we were going to be cremated. We did as much as we could. I didn't want that dumped on my kids. I wanted them to feel free. I wanted them to know that we were thinking about them all the while. And I do think they know that.
yeah. Sammy was so mad at me when she found out I'd done the 5 wishes and I had chosen. I can change my mind, but I did choose at that time to donate my body to science. Let them look it up and go, holy moly, this lady's 125 years old and she's in great shape. Died
We
on
can
her
hope.
own, just
We can
left.
hope that.
That's well, I was if you're not Catholic, in the Catholic Church, which I used to belong to, Valerie still does, they have a prayer for an easy death. And I never want anything to do with that prayer. Nothing to do with it. But as you get older and you think more, you think maybe that's not such a bad idea. So you may have experienced loss or not yet. You will either be the one or someone else will. We want you to know you're going to come through it. I've had a lot of good life since Sammy passed. I've done some traveling. I've worked meaningful job, written books. And I think some of the pain makes us stronger and better and really to get to know what's important in our lives, don't you think?
Yeah. And I know, however the light burns for my life or your life, there's going to be somebody waiting for you to welcome you, to make it worth what you went through to get here. So don't give up hope ever. I don't know how much longer this is going to burn, but however long it is, I'm going to keep looking at it every night when I roll over, and there it is sitting on the bedside table going, I'm still here, sweetie.
I think when she's not paying attention, I'm going to see if I can change the battery. It'll go on forever.
That will be okay.
Because you can't go anywhere for a long time. Not a very long time.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Try not to be a downer.
Yeah. This is supposed to be a good discussion. I know it's not easy. Well, it's not easy for us. Maybe it's not hard for you. Maybe you've already figured this all out, or you've discussed it with yourself or with your partner. But don't ever forget to say, I love you. It may be the last time.
You never know. Sammy was 27. You never know. But you always have to have hope. That's like, there was this lady, she got hit by a bus and she died. Yeah. She went to the pearly gates and St. Peter looked at her. He says, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here for another 35 years. She went, oh my. And he sent her back. Well, she was so excited because she had all those years left that what she decided to do was get a facelift and, button up tummy tuck and all this stuff going on. And she was feeling really good. She really wanted to go out there and, have a life. And darned if she didn't get hit by a bus again. You know what? And she gets up and St. Peter's waiting there on her. And he said, "What are you doing?" And she said, "Let me in." No, God, I ruined the punchline. That's because Mark said she was 26. She was days away from 27, okay? So anyway, she goes to St. Peter. She said, "You told me I had 35 more years." And he said, "Who are you?" And she said, "Mary Ellen Jane Smith." He says, "Hey, you? I don't recognize you. You've changed. Welcome to heaven." Oh, I wish I hadn't messed up that joke, but I just wanted to end it on a high note. And love you guys. And thanks for watching.
Yeah. We consider you guys friends now.
Kiss your loved ones goodbye. Mend fences that you need to mend, and always say, I love you.